Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next installment in my Memoir 44 Breakthrough campaign series covering Operation Bagration or Bagration. Um, we've reached the next scenario, obviously, which is called Rout on Rout, the drive in Baranovichi and Slonim. Well, how does this scenario work? It's up to 18 victory medals, both sides, so both the Germans and the Russians can also score for exiting units off of this hex. The German ones that are marked with a battle star token obviously cannot. They are rear guard units and reinforcements, so those units cannot exit. That would be a bit too easy, obviously. But the ones that are unmarked can. So that's definitely something they can do. The Russians, on the other hand, win a sudden death victory and thereby also claiming all objective medal tokens that they may not have in their possession yet at this time, if they actually possess the two town hexes, that is the town hex and the railroad hex of Baranovichi, and the same goes for these two in Slonim. Also, you can see that the Germans, I always put them the other way around because always when I clean up the board, if I have them like this, then I always overlook them and I don't see them and they fall in the best case scenario onto the ground when I can actually find them again, and in the worst case scenario I don't even notice. So that's why I always put them the other way around so that they're more visible. Anyway, the Germans start with 12 victory medals in their possession, so they only need 6 more. But obviously the Russians have the upper hand to a certain extent. This one has been play tested, and the Germans actually do stand quite a reasonable chance of winning this one, especially if you take into account the conditions in the previous scenario, which actually have an effect on this one as well. If the Germans actually win the previous one, any infantry units they manage to get off the map, or even tanks, I believe, they can use under certain conditions to boost these infantry units that are under strength. This doesn't actually mean that there's a minefield there. It means that this unit only consists of 2 units, and it's important to mark that in one way or another. You can also use a die, of course, a 6-sided die, if you so prefer. Because if you play, for instance, the medics and mechanics card, you cannot upgrade them above this level unless you actually win the previous scenario and it becomes a full strength unit. Then you simply remove this one. Let's say that you want to upgrade these two, or well, reinforce these two, that's probably a better term. Then you simply remove these two markers and make them both full strength units. And then should they be reduced to a lower number and you happen to draw and use the medics and mechanics card, you can just upgrade them normally. Also, you can see that the Germans have some supply trucks, but the resupply rules are not in effect, so essentially they just represent fleeing troops that don't have any combat power. The only thing they can do is just try and make it off the map, or in certain situations to perhaps block the bridge or something, so that the Russian units have more trouble getting across this Chara River. But of course, in this particular case, they can bypass it here or even here, which will be a bit more difficult, but certainly also doable. And of course, as in most scenarios in this campaign, the Russians also have the option to build pontoon bridges, and the Germans have the options to blow them. In this particular case, if they do, neither side can score a victory medal for it, and for the Russians, that includes building a pontoon bridge afterwards. Even in the same spot, they cannot claim that victory medal. But of course, that will cost the Germans as well. You can also see that there's a relatively high number of partisan units here. Obviously, they're not French resistance, but as far as I know, there aren't any Russian partisan markers or tokens or badges that come with the game. So I just used these. Yeah, so they can certainly also, and they will have to play their part in this scenario. I've also already play tested it several times, and it seems to be pretty balanced. Um, and yeah, so I'm going to play test it once more, and then I'm going to move on to the next one. There will be three left. The next one will be the Battle of Brest-Litovsk in 1944. Obviously, it saw more combat during the Second World War and also before that. But obviously, the Battle of Brest-Litovsk during Operation Bagration, or actually, rather, the route towards it as well. It's not so much for the city itself, but from the broader perspective. And after that, we're going to get two battles of Warsaw, or for the Vistula River. First, the Russians actually getting there, and secondly, the German counterattack, which happened east of the Polish capital. And that will be those will be the last scenarios in the campaign. I will still go through the entire campaign once more afterwards to play test it, because now I've just been playtesting the scenarios without using the reinforcement rolls and victory rolls and what have you, and that might slightly influence it as well. And I have to really make the exact medal count and everything, and what effect which penalties a low number of total objective medals achieved is going to have, or a high number. And of course, it's really supposed to tweak things in such a way to make it even more balanced, and it shouldn't achieve the complete opposite. So that is definitely something I still need to have a closer look at. Unfortunately, it's been taking slightly longer than I had hoped. But of course, when I do deliver the product for free, and it will be posted on Board Game Geek when it's done, I want it to be of good quality, of course. So I hope you've enjoyed this update on where we are now. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.